Good morning to one and all. Uh, Whether my voice is audible and can you see my presentation? Please comment in the chat box. If not, please pin on Mikram's on presentation so that you can see the presentation throughout the lecture. Okay. Okay. So we have discussed number of problems, four number of problems, I think, in the previous lectures, and this is the another variety we are going to see. The problem is based on a production model. Problem number 5. The ABC company produces a cable at the rate of 5,000 meters per hour. Okay, so production rate is provided 5,000 meter per hour. Then the cable is used at the rate of 2,500 meter per hour. Okay, consumption rate is provided or the demand is also provided. Okay, so 5,000 meter per hour is the production rate. Okay, and the 2,500 meters per hour is the consumption rate. Then the cost of the cable is rupees 5 per meter. Cost of the cable is also provided rupees 5 per meter. Okay, so CP value we know the rupees 5 meter per hour. The inventory carrying cost is 25%. Okay, so 25% inventory carrying cost per product per annum or per year is provided as a percentage in the form of a percentage, that is I is provided. So this percentage is always on the cost of the product. Okay, it's always on the cost of the product. So we can say that inventory carrying cost will be nothing but CP multiplied by I. Inventory carrying cost, that is CH, is equal to CP multiplied by I. Then the setup cost is provided. Setup cost are rupees 4,500 per setup. Okay, 4,050 per setup. Okay, setup cost are rupees 4,050 per setup. Then determine the optimal number of cycles required in a year for the manufacturing of this cable. Okay, determine the optimal number of cycles, okay, required in a year for the manufacturing of this cable. Optimum number of cycles means what? How many times uh, uh, the setup should be installed, or we can say that how many times the production should be arranged so that the annual demand should be fulfilled in the coming year. Okay, एका वर्षामध्ये किती वेळा आपल्याला ते त्या केबलचं सेटअप लावावं लागेल जेणेकरून जे डिमांड आहे, इयरली डिमांड आहे, ते fulfill होईल. Now in this particular problem the demand is directly not provided but indirectly it is provided. Okay, so production rate is provided 5,000 per meter. We have to consider the demand for 1 year. Okay, need to calculate the demand for 1 year. So production rate P is provided 5,000 meter per hour. Okay, demand, that is D, small d. Okay, consumption demand is provided, small d, that is 2,500 meters per hour. Okay, price per unit is provided, CP. CP value is provided, price per unit, and it is equal to 5 rupees per meter. Then inventory carrying cost, it is mentioned in a percentage, 25%, that is nothing but 0.25. Okay, I, capital I, inventory carrying cost in a percentage, that is capital I, is provided and it is equal to 0.25. Then setup cost is provided. Setup cost is for per production or per order. Okay, so in this case per production will be there. So per production arrangement, the setup cost is 4,050, and we have given the symbol as a C naught for the setup cost. Now we need to calculate the annual demand. Okay, first thing we required is the annual demand. Now here they have not mentioned for how many days in a year the consumption will be there, for how many hours the production will run in a day. Okay, or the consumption will run in a day. Okay, So the total demand, we have to consider that in a one shift. Okay, if this company will run in a one shift, there will be total 8 hours. Okay, so the consumption will run for the 8 hours. Okay, consumption will run for 8 hours in a day, and in a year, if we can say that there is a demand for whole year for this particular product, for this particular cable, then the consumption will run for 365 days. Okay, for 365 days. So then the total demand, capital D, will be considered as a annual demand. Okay, capital D will be considered as a annual demand. So per hour consumption is 200 to 2500, and in a day, there in a one shift, we have to consider that there are 8 hours. Okay, 8 hour shift is there, and the consumption will run for the 8 hours. Then 2500 multiplied by 8 will be the total consumption of in a day. Okay, for a particular day, the total consumption will be the 2500 multiplied by 8. And if this consumption will run for 8 for 365 days in a year, then the total consumption will be 2500 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 365. Okay, so meters per hour per day. Okay, multiply by days, total days. So annual demand we need to calculate on that basis. Our production per day is 2500 multiplied by 8, and total days in a year we have to consider as a 365. Okay, so 365 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 2500 will be the annual demand. That will be capital D. That will be capital D. Now in case of a production model, we need to calculate the economic batch quantity. We need to calculate the economic batch quantity. Means what? Once you install the particular product in the production department, as per the requirement of that particular product, if you install some setup, okay, then how much production should be run, that particular production department should run that particular product for how much production. Okay, or we can say that how much quantity should produce once the installation will happen. Okay, so that is nothing but what? The economic batch quantity. Economic batch quantity. Now for the EBQ model, we know that economic batch quantity we have to determine by using the formula under root of 2 multiplied by D multiplied by C naught whole divided by into bracket 1 minus DP bracket complete multiplied by CH. Okay, multiplied by CH. Now here CH is not provided. CH is not provided. So CH can be expressed in the form of a CP multiplied by I. Okay, the CH can be expressed in a CP multiplied by I, where the CP is the cost of single product, cost of a single cable. Okay, or 1 meter cable. Okay, so CP value is provided as a 5 rupees, and the inventory carrying cost in a percentage it is provided, that is nothing but I is provided. So I is equal to 0.25. So under root of 2 multiplied by annual demand multiplied by setup cost whole divided by 1 minus demand. Okay, consumable demand whole divided by D divided by P, that is consumable demand divided by production rate. Okay, so multiply by CP is the CP is the cost of a single product multiplied by I is the percentage inventory carrying cost, Okay, so put up all the data in this particular formula, and whether you are getting the answer, please check. So 2 multiplied by annual demand is 2500 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 365 whole divided by 1 minus 2500 divided by 5000. 1 minus 2500 divided by 5000 multiply by 5 into 0.25. Now here the C naught is the 4050. So C naught is 4050. Everything is in a square root. Everything is in a square root. Here you need to consider 1 minus 2000 divided by 5000 according to this formula. So here the dividation is provided to uh, uh, whole term, but we have to consider this for 1 minus 2500 divided by 5000. Okay, and it is in a bracket. Okay, then multiply by 5 into 0.25. Okay, 5 into 0.25. So whether you are getting this particular value, please check. Everyone do the calculation and put up your answer in the comment box. One minute. Please mention in the comment box whether you are getting the same answer or not. Economic batch quantity. So why this problem is different one than previous one? Because previous problems are based on a basic model where we have to consider that the inventory is instantaneously replenished. Okay, इन्व्हेंटरी लगेच भरली जाते हे आपण कन्सिडर करत होतो. Now here in this particular economic batch quantity or in a production model, we have to consider that inventory will fill gradually, or the replenishment action is a gradual one, or it will be run for some period of a time. Okay, it will run for some period of time and then it will be stopped. Okay, but the consumption will continue. So consumption will continue on. So in that case, we have to consider the different formulas which is related to production model, and that is nothing but EBQ. Okay, we will get the economical batch quantity, EBQ, instead of EOQ. So EBQ is equal to under root of 2 multiplied by D multiplied by C naught whole divided by into bracket 1 minus D divided by P bracket complete CP multiplied by I. Okay, put up all the data in this particular formula, and whether you are getting the same answer or not, please check. And mention your answer in the comment box. Whether you are getting the same answer or different one. Do calculation. Good news is that up till now I have received 17 screenshots. Okay, that is nothing but 17 students cracked the TCS NQT test. If anybody remain uh, that they have received the mail from the TCS and not send the screenshot to me, please send the screenshot so that it will be easy to streamline the further processes or the further trainings. Okay, so I'm not getting your answers. Everyone, do calculation, put up your answer in the comment box. To improve visibility of the slide, please zoom your screen or use zoom picture on your screen. I want answer from your side. No one is solving tragedy. एक जण पण सॉल्व करत नाही का? Whether my voice is audible? Onkar Gadge, so are you solving the this particular examples? Ajinkya Jadhav, Junaid, Saurabh Shinde, Saurabh Bhosle, Yogesh Pandit, Nikita Devmare, Ashutosh Patil, Rohit Adlinge, Akash Bhise, Azam, Sunil Sonar, Prasad Magi, Vikram, it's me. Okay. गिरीश शेळके, नारायण व्यवहारे, संकेत बोरामणीकर, पूजा कांबळे, प्रद्युमन वाघमोडे, सोनाली चव्हाण, प्रनिल नागरास, हर्षल वासनिक, गणेश चित्रवार, विजास शेख, अभिषेक क्षीरसागर, अण्णा शिरसट, प्रतीक इंगळे, शुभम साठे, महेश शिंदे, स्वप्नील ताडमारे, प्रणव सुर्वे, वैभव जाधव, चंद्रप्रभा Asture, Amol Nagne. So many students are there. No one is solving. I've taken all the names. Please mention your answer in the comment box. Is there any problem? Swapnil is saying same answer. Okay, Swapnil Tadmar is saying same answer. Others, please comment in the chat box if you have another different way, opinion related to answer. You can mention in the chat box also, or you can unmute and you can answer. Okay, shall I move ahead to the next point? Now we have to determine the optimal number of cycles per annum. Okay, means what? How many production runs we have to arrange to fulfill the annual demand. Okay, how many production runs we have to arrange to fulfill the annual demand of that particular cable. Okay, so optimal number of cycles per annum. Okay, that is nothing but n star. N star we have to calculate optimal number of cycles per annum. So it will be equal to annual demand divided by EBQ. Okay, economical batch quantity. So annual demand divided by economical batch quantity will be equal to 2500 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 365. That is our annual demand. 2500 meter cable is consumed in 1 hour. So we have considered that if the shift time is 8 hours, then in a day the consumption rate will be 2500 multiplied by 8. Okay, multiply by 8. And if this consumption will run continuous for 365 days, so annual demand will be equal to 2500 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 365 whole divided by the economic batch quantity, that is 307585, 3,07,585. So you will get the answer 23.75. So that we can say that the optimal number of cycles per annum will be equal to 24. Will be equal to 24. Getting everyone? Any doubt? Any question? Shall I move ahead to the next problem? Okay, so next problem, a contractor undertaken to supply, a contractor undertakes to supply diesel engines to a truck manufacturer at the rate of 25 per day, at a rate of 25 per day. Okay, per day demand is 25, and he finds that the cost of holding a completed engine in a stock is rupees 16 per month. Okay, so इन्व्हेंटरी होल्ड करण्यासाठी जी प्राइस आहे तर ती 16 रुपये पर इंजिन पर मंथ त्या कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरला पडते. प्रोडक्शन ऑफ इंजिन इज इन अ batches, and each time a new batch is started. Okay, each time a new batch is started. There are setup cost of 10 rupees. There are setup cost of 10,000 rupees. Okay, there are setup cost of a 10,000, not a 10 rupees, 10,000 rupees. How frequently should the batches be started, and what will be the minimum average inventory cost and production time if production rate is 40 engines per day? Okay, so multiple questions are asked that how frequently should the batches be started? That is nothing but in a year, how much batches means how many times we have to run that particular production. Okay, then minimum inventory cost we have to find out. Okay, minimum inventory cost we have to find out, and the production time. Okay, production time पण फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. इफ प्रोडक्शन रेट इज 40 इंजिन्स पर डे, एका दिवसाला 40 इंजिन प्रोड्यूस होतात. ओके, सो प्रोडक्शन रेट इज प्रोव्हाइडेड. Production rate is nothing but 40 engines per day. Okay, production is rate is 40 engines per day. Demand, okay, per day demand is known. Demand rate, okay, that is a small d is provided as a 25 per day. 25 per day. Okay, so annual demand will be here. There is chance for you to assume the number of working days. Now it is not. Yes, it is provided that assume working days in a year. Assume working days in a year as 300. Okay, assume 300 working days in a year. Okay, it is provided. So annual demand, capital D, will be equal to 25 multiplied by 300. That is 7,500 per annum. So this is the annual demand. That will be nothing but a capital D. Then setup cost is provided. Setup cost is, that is nothing but C naught. It is 10,000 per setup. Okay, 10,000 rupees per setup. Setup cost is provided. Then inventory carrying cost. Okay, inventory carrying cost. So it is rupees 16 per month. Okay, rupees 16. It is not 1.6, rupees 16 per month. So 12 months are there. So 16 multiplied by 12, it will be calculate 16 multiplied by 12, it will be per annum inventory carrying cost for particular product. Okay, then economic manufacturing quantity. Okay, EBQ, we have to determine the EBQ. So EBQ is equal to under root of 2 multiplied by D multiplied by C naught whole divided by CH into bracket 1 minus D divided by P. D divided by P. Okay, so CH is provided, already provided, 16 multiplied by 12. Actually it is provided as a 16 rupees per month. Okay, 16 rupees per month. Now there are 12 months, so 16 multiplied by 12, that will be the inventory carrying cost, and that will be the CH. Then I think in the problem it is taken as 1.6 rupees. So for the calculation purpose they have taken 1.6. Okay, so inventory carrying cost, consider 1.6 per month. 1.6 per month. Okay, not 16. 1.6 per month. Okay, so 1.6 multiplied by 12 per year. Okay, 1.6 multiplied by 12 per year. So your calculation will be 2 multiplied by annual demand is 7,500 multiplied by the setup cost is 10,000. Setup cost is 10,000 whole divided by the inventory carrying cost 1.6 multiplied by 12. It will be 19.2 into bracket 1 minus D divided by P. Demand is 25 whole divided by 40. Whole divided by 40. Okay, bracket complete, and you will get the answer 4,564.35. So we have to consider it as a 4,500. You get the answer 4,564.35. So we have to consider 4,565. Okay, so how many production runs we need to arrange during the whole year? Okay, so that is nothing but number of production runs per annum, that is n star. Okay, n star is equal to D divided by Q star. N star is equal to D divided by Q star. D is nothing but annual demand whole divided by economic batch quantity, whole divided by economic batch quantity. So 7,500 whole divided by 4,585. So it will be equal to 1.642, and we have to arrange the two setups. Okay, or two orders. Okay, so instead of two orders you can write the two setups. We need to arrange the two setups. Okay, then the frequency of production runs means what? किती दिवसानंतर ते प्रोडक्शन रन अरेंज केलं पाहिजे, किंवा एका वर्षात किती वेळा ते प्रोडक्शन रन अरेंज केलं पाहिजे. दॅट इज द टाइम्स बिटवीन टू रन्स. दोन प्रोडक्शन अरेंजमेंट मधला टाइम किती असला पाहिजे. दॅट इज नथिंग बट एका वर्षात आपल्याला फाइंड आउट करायचं. त्यामुळे 1 डिवायडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन रन. ओके, 1 year डिवायडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन रन. सो प्रोडक्शन रन आपले किती 2 आहेत. सो 1 year डिवायडेड बाय 2 प्रोडक्शन रन equal to 1/2 equal to 0.5 years. So after 6 months we need to arrange the production run. for the particular component. Okay. Then the total annual inventory cost. Okay. Total annual inventory carrying cost. Okay. This will be the minimum inventory carrying cost, because we are considering the EBQ quantity, or economical batch quantity. So for that purpose, we have to consider the formula for the TCM, T suffix CM, minimum total annual inventory cost, equal to under root of 2 multiplied by D multiplied by C naught multiplied by CH into bracket 1 minus D divided by P. Okay. So that will be equal to 32863.35 rupees per annum. Okay. 32,863.35 rupees per annum. So that will be the total annual inventory carrying cost if you consider the EBQ model. Okay. Or the economic batch quantity for the inventory purpose, if you consider, will the annual inventory carrying cost will be 32,863.35 rupees per annum. Okay. Getting everyone? समजते सगळ्यांना? So we have considered the sufficient amount of problem on two different models. Please note down the problem, and if you have any question, any doubt, you can ask. Whether you are getting the same answers, please note down. Please mention in the comment box EBQ quantity, whether you are getting the same EBQ quantity, whether you are getting the total annual inventory cost same as mentioned in this particular problem in this slide. Please comment in the chat box. Okay, shall I move ahead to the next point? Whether you are getting the same answers? Okay. I believe that I have faith that you are solving the problems and you are noting down everything. Don't crack my belief and faith. Okay, write down everything, note down everything, and solve the problem. Practice it also. Just I have converted Marathi wording into English. Crack the belief. ओके, तडा जाणे, विश्वासाला तडा जाणे. Is there any another word in English to this particular sentence? विश्वासाला तडा जाणे किंवा I want to ask, what is the difference between belief and faith? How you can differentiate these two words? Where to use belief and where to use faith? कोणी आन्सर करू शकतंय का याला? Where to use belief and where to use faith? काय फरक आहे दोन्हीतला? No one? So shall I move ahead to the next point? Please mention in the comment box. Okay, I will move to the next point. So next point is inventory control system. Okay, so in inventory control system, why we are applying the inventory control system? Because we come to know that the reorder level. Okay, the first thing is nothing but we come to know that the reorder level means when we replenish the inventory and it is consumed on a daily basis or it is sell out on a daily basis. In that case, what quantity, at what quantity or at what level we have to proceed for the reordering. Okay, at what quantity or at what level of inventory we should start the reordering or purchasing of the component or production of that particular component in a production department. So when to start the production or when to start the reordering of that particular product from the supplier. So that is a more important part in an inventory control system. Okay. So here the inventory systems are developed to cope with the situation where the demand or the lead time or both will fluctuate. Okay, so demand or lead time is fluctuation of on the basis of a consumption. Okay, so in that case, this inventory control system is more important. Then the basic approach to all stock control method is to establish the reorder level. Okay, we have to establish proper reorder level. Then when reaches would indicate the signal for the replenishment action. Thus, the replenishment of the inventory means determining the quantity to be ordered and the time of the ordering. Okay, important two factors for the control system. That is nothing but इन्व्हेंटरी लेवल कुठपर्यंत पोहोचल्यानंतर आपल्याला रिऑर्डर चालू करावं लागेल. ओके, म्हणजे परचेसिंग चालू करावं लागेल किंवा प्रोडक्शन चालू करावं लागेल. ओके, दोन्ही केसला ऍप्लिकेबल आहे. जर तुम्ही सेलेबल गुडची इन्व्हेंटरी करत असाल तर कन्झम्पशन डिमांड प्रमाणे तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल, सेल आउट करावं लागेल तो प्रोडक्ट. आणि सेलेबल गुडची इन्व्हेंटरी एका पर्टिक्युलर लेवल पर्यंत पोहोचल्यानंतर किंवा एका पर्टिक्युलर नंबर पर्यंत पोहोचल्यानंतर कमी कमी होत, तर त्या कुठल्या लेवल आपल्याला कन्सिडर करावं लागेल की त्या लेवलला आपण परत एकदा प्रोडक्शन चालू करू शकू. इन केस ऑफ रॉ मटेरियल केस, in case of raw material, we can say that consumption of a raw material for the production purpose. एका कुठल्या लेवल पर्यंत पोहोचल्यानंतर आपल्याला रिऑर्डर परचेस त्या पर्टिक्युलर प्रोडक्टचं चालू करावं लागेल. सो दॅट इज नथिंग बट व्हॉट reordering, and the quantity related to the reorder, that is the reorder quantity. Okay, and we have to determine that particular quantity or the ordering quantity. Okay, then two important factor: when to start and how much we have to order. Okay, when to start and how much we have to order. Okay, so we have discussed this, that there are two basic system, that is first one is a fixed quantity system and second one is a fixed period system. Okay, fixed quantity system is also called as a Q type of a system or Q system, and fixed period system is also called as a P type of a system or a P system. Okay, so there are two system: Q type of a system or Q system and P system. Okay, so in fixed quantity system, the number of products to be purchased or the quantity of the products is constant one, and the टाइम इज व्हॅरिंग. मीन्स व्हॉट, आज मी परचेस केलेला आहे, तर मी कधी पण पुढं डिपेंड करतंय की माझ्या इन्व्हेंटरी लेवलवरती डिपेंड करते की मी परत नंतर कधी ऑर्डर प्लेस करायची. बट वेन आय एम गोइंग टू प्लेस द ऑर्डर, सो क्वांटिटी इज द कॉन्स्टंट वन. मी जर आज परचेस केलेले आहेत आणि 100 कॉम्पोनंट परचेस केलेले आहेत, तर मला नेक्स्ट ऑर्डर एका महिन्याने प्लेस करायची आहे, तर एका महिन्याने सुद्धा मी 100 क्वांटिटीची ऑर्डर देणार आहे. Okay, so order quantity will not vary. Order quantity will be same in a fixed quantity system. In a fixed quantity system, whereas a fixed period system, एका पर्टिक्युलर पिरियड मध्ये आपण समजू शकतो की पिरियड व्हॅरी होत नाही. म्हणजे 1 जानेवारीला परचेस केलं तर नेक्स्ट परचेस 1 फेब्रुवारीला असेल, त्यानंतरचं परचेस 1 जानेवारीला. म्हणजे काय, 2 परचेस मधलं किंवा 2 प्रोडक्शन रन मधलं टाइम हा कॉन्स्टंट राहतो. ओके, बट द क्वांटिटी कॅन बी व्हॅरी. ओके, क्वांटिटी जे ऑर्डर करण्याची क्वांटिटी आहे ती व्हॅरी करू शकतो. ओके, जर समजा आज मी 100 कॉम्पोनंट मागवलेले आहेत, पण माझे 99 कॉम्पोनंटच कंझ्युम झालेले आहेत 1 महिन्याच्या टाइम पिरियड मध्ये, तर नेक्स्ट टाइम मागवताना मी परत 99 कॉम्पोनंटच मागवणार. ओके, सो क्वांटिटी वी कॅन से दॅट इन द नेक्स्ट टाइम पिरियड आय हॅव कंझ्युम्ड ओनली 90 कॉम्पोनंट्स, then I can order only 90 components in the next time period. Okay, so that is nothing but what, in a fixed period system the quantity can be vary, but the time period between two purchase orders or the time period between two production run is constant one. Okay, time period between two production run is constant one. That is nothing but P type of a system or a fixed period system. P type of a system or a fixed period system. Please note down the point. Inventory control system. Inventory control system. The inventory system are developed to cope with the situation where the demand or lead time or both will fluctuate. Okay, the inventory system are developed to cope with the situation where the demand or lead time or both will fluctuate. The basic approach to all stock control method is to establish a reorder level which when reached would indicate the signal, which indicate reorder level which when reached would indicate the signal for the replenishment action. Okay, so it will provide the signal that you have to initiate the replenishment action. So thus the replenishment of the inventory means determine the quantity to be ordered. Okay, determine the quantity to be ordered and the time of ordering Okay, so basically there are two types of a replenishment system. First one is the fixed quantity system, and in bracket it is Q type of a system. Then second one, fixed period system. It is a P type of a system. Fixed period system is the P type of a system. Fixed period system is the P type of a system. Okay, have you noted? Shall we move ahead to the next point? Okay, the fixed order quantity system. Okay, first we are going to understand the fixed order quantity system. So we already discussed that it is a quantity of the purchase or the quantity of order is a constant one. Okay, so this is also called as a perpetual inventory system or a queue system. Okay, in this system, the order quantity is fixed and ordering time varies according to the fluctuation in demand. Okay, so demand जसं जसं व्हॅरी होत जाईल तसं आपण ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी पण व्हॅरी करू शकतो. Okay, so if the demand get reduced, the order quantity also we have to reduce. If demand get increased of that particular product, then order quantity also get increased. So characteristics of this system: reorder quantity is fixed. Okay, and normally it is reorder quantity is fixed and normally it equals economic order quantity. Okay, most of the time the order quantity is equal to the economic order quantity. Depending on the demand, the time interval or the ordering varies. Okay, so demand जसं व्हॅरी होईल तसं आपण टाइम पिरियड व्हॅरी करू शकतो. डिपेंड्स ऑन अ कन्झम्पशन रेट. ओके, कन्झम्पशन रेट वरती डिपेंड करतं की तुमची ऑर्डर कधी प्लेस करायची आहे. ओके, so replenishment action is initiated once the stock level falls to reorder level. ज्यावेळेस तुमची स्टॉक लेवल रिऑर्डर लेवलच्या खाली जाईल किंवा रिऑर्डर लेवलला येईल त्यावेळेस तुम्ही रिप्लेनिशमेंट ऍक्शन दॅट इज ऑर्डरिंग त्यावेळेस तुम्ही ऑर्डर प्लेस करू शकता रिप्लेनिशमेंट साठी. ओके, देन सेफ्टी स्टॉक इज मेंटेन टू अकाउंट फॉर इन्क्रीज इन डिमांड ड्युरिंग द लीड टाइम. सो सेफ्टी स्टॉक हा मेंटेन केला जातो. प्रत्येक कंपनीत सेफ्टी स्टॉक हा मेंटेन केला जातो. So it will ensure that if there is a peak demand in the market for that particular product, so that in that particular case it will be useful and it will fulfill the customer demands. Okay, then the parameters to operate the system. Which are the parameters we required to operate the system? So the equation. Okay, so equation we have to consider reorder level. Okay, or the level at which we need to start the replenishment action, that is the reorder level. ROL will be equal to M plus L multiplied by C. So where M is the minimum safety stock, so minimum safety stock plus lead time. किती दिवसाचा लीड टाइम लागणार आहे, किती महिन्याचा लीड टाइम लागणार आहे ऑर्डर किंवा रिसिप्ट ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर ऑर्डर होण्यासाठी किती दिवसाचा लीड टाइम लागणार आहे. ओके, ऑर्डर प्लेस केल्यानंतर ते मटेरियल आपल्या कंपनीमध्ये येण्यासाठी किती दिवसाचा टाइम लागणार आहे किंवा किती महिन्याचा टाइम लागणार आहे किंवा किती आठवड्यांचा टाइम लागणार आहे. दॅट विल बी नथिंग बट अ लीड टाइम. ओके, मल्टिप्लाय बाय कन्झम्पशन रेट. दिवसाचा कन्झम्पशन रेट तुमचा काय आहे. ओके, सो ROL कशावर ठरवलं जातं? एकतर मिनिमम स्टॉक तुमचा किती आहे, मिनिमम स्टॉक तुम्हाला किती मेंटेन करावं लागेल, दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ सेफ्टी स्टॉक प्लस लीड टाइम मल्टिप्लाय बाय कन्झम्पशन रेट. लीड टाइम मल्टिप्लाय बाय कन्झम्पशन रेट. Okay, getting everyone? Then we have to discuss this particular diagram. Okay, so consider this is the diagram which will be used for the fixed order quantity system. Okay, now this uppermost line shows that the maximum stock level in the industry, and this line shows that the lowermost line shows that the safety stock. Okay, safety stock. ओके, सेफ्टी स्टॉक. सो ह्या दोघांमधला जो डिफरन्स असणार आहे, ह्या दोघांमधला जो डिफरन्स असणार आहे ती काय असणार आहे, तुमची क्यू असणार आहे, ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी असणार आहे. ओके, ह्या दोघांमधला जो डिफरन्स असणार आहे ती काय असणार आहे, तुमची ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी असणार आहे. आता तुम्ही रॉ मटेरियल स्टॉक मध्ये ठेवलेला आहे आणि तुमची इन्व्हेंटरी लेवल मॅक्झिमम आहे. ओके, कन्सिडर दॅट युअर इन्व्हेंटरी लेवल इज मॅक्झिमम of that particular material. Okay, and the consumption of material is happen on a continuous basis, so that your stock level goes on decreasing. Okay, so your stock level goes on decreasing. Okay, so one point it will reach. Okay, one point it will reach where we have to initiate the replenishment action. Okay, one point it will reach where we have to initiate the replenishment action, because after that we required some time period to receive that particular material. So lead time. ओके, सो इथं आपण ज्यावेळेस ऑर्डर प्लेस करू त्यावेळेस आपल्याला लीड टाइम थोडा मिळेल मटेरियल रिसीव्ह करण्यासाठी. सो ऍक्शन इनिशिएटेड फॉर द रिप्लेनिशमेंट ऍक्शन अँड the receipt of a particular material in the warehouse, that particular time period is nothing but a lead time. So that we have to measure, and that will be considered as that will be considered as lead time. So on the basis of a judgment, on the basis of experience working in a particular industry, this lead time will be understood or carry out or find out on actual basis. So ऑर्डर प्लेस केली, त्यानंतर सुद्धा कन्झम्पशन चालू आहे, कन्झम्पशन कंटिन्युअस बेसिसवर आहे, आणि ज्यावेळेस ते सेफ्टी स्टॉकला येईल, ओके, सो सेफ्टी स्टॉकला येईल किंवा मिनिमम लेवलला येईल त्यावेळेस म्हणजे त्या दिवशी किंवा त्या पर्टिक्युलर टाइम पिरियड मध्ये आपल्याला मटेरियल रिसिव्ह होईल, ओके, मटेरियल रिसिव्ह होईल आणि लगेच तुमचं इन्स्टंटेनियस रिप्लेनिशमेंट ऍक्शन होईल आणि त्यामुळे तुमचं स्टॉक लेवल आहे ती परत मॅक्झिममला पोहोचेल. ओके, once again it will reach to the maximum level, and the consumption is continuous one. Once again your stock level will goes on decreasing when it will reach to some quantity. So that quantity will be considered as a ROL, and we have to initiate the replenishment action, and we can say that in this particular time period the demand is more, so it will goes below the safety stock. ओके, मिनिमम लेवलच्या पण खाली कन्झम्पशन गेलेलं आहे तुमचं, आणि त्यावेळेस तुमची मटेरियल रिसिव्ह झालेला आहे वेअर हाऊसला आणि लगेच तुमचा स्टॉक मॅक्झिममला गेलेला आहे. नाव द पॉइंट्स हिअर यू कॅन से दॅट वेअर वी हॅव स्टार्टेड द रिप्लेनिशमेंट ऍक्शन Q1 अँड Q2. ओके, जिथं आपण परचेस ऑर्डर प्लेस केलेले आहे, हे दोन पॉइंट आपण लक्षात घेतो, Q1 and Q2. That Q1 and Q3 is nothing but a order points or reorder level. So ही लाईन जी मेन्शन केलेली आहे, ही लाईन जी इथं ग्राफ मध्ये दाखवली आहे, तर ह्या लाईनवरचे जे काही पॉइंट असतील, ओके, त्या पॉइंटला आपल्याला ऍक्शन इनिशिएट करायचे. कोणती ऍक्शन? तर ऑर्डर करायची ऍक्शन आपल्याला इनिशिएट करायची. ओके, गेटिंग एव्हरीवन? नाव reordering quantity. Most of the time reordering quantity is equal to the economic order quantity. Okay, economic order quantity or reorder quantity केवढी असली पाहिजे? सेफ्टी स्टॉक आणि मिनिमम स्टॉक आणि मॅक्झिमम स्टॉक ह्या दोघांमधली जो डिफरन्स असेल तो तुमचं reorder quantity असणार आहे. So the normally it will equals to the economic order quantity. Then maximum stock level काय असणार आहे तुमची? It is the addition of safety stock and order quantity. जो maximum level काय असणार आहे तुमची? सेफ्टी स्टॉक. ओके, सेफ्टी स्टॉक कुठून कुठपर्यंत? 0 पासून इथपर्यंत सेफ्टी स्टॉक आहे. सो सेफ्टी स्टॉक प्लस ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी, सेफ्टी स्टॉक प्लस ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी तुमचं काय असणार आहे? मॅक्झिमम स्टॉक लेवल असणार आहे. सो मॅक्झिमम स्टॉक लेवल आपण कॅपिटल एम कन्सिडर करू, मिनिमम स्टॉक लेवल और सेफ्टी स्टॉक आपण स्मॉल एम कन्सिडर करू. सो अँड द ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी Q0 और Q स्टार तुम्ही कन्सिडर करू शकता. सो कॅपिटल एम इज इक्वल टू एम प्लस Q स्टार. ओके, so where Q star is the order quantity or the economic order quantity, small m is the safety stock and capital M is the maximum stock. Then average inventory कशी find out करू शकतो आपण? Average inventory कशी find out करू शकतो in this particular model? It will be equal to 1/2 of minimum stock plus maximum stock. 1/2 of minimum stock plus maximum stock. Okay. So if you put up M, capital M is equal to M plus Q0 or Q star, then it will be equal to 1/2 of into bracket M plus Q0, and it will be equal to 1/2 of 2M plus Q0. So it will be equal to M plus Q0 divided by 2. Q0 divided by 2. Okay, getting everyone? समजते सगळ्यांना? So please note down the fixed order quantity system. And okay, some of the points from fixed order quantity system, and please put up your roll numbers in the chat box. So in the tomorrow's lecture, we'll discuss uh, fixed period system. Okay, so we'll stop here. You can join another lecture, no problem. If you mention your roll number in the chat box. Junaid Sheikh, Avinash Vankalas, Pooja Kamble, Pradeep Sate, Shahid Mulani. If you mention your roll numbers, you can leave this particular meeting. Shweta Nistane, Ajinkya Jadhav. You can join another lecture. Okay. If you mention your roll number in the chat box, you can leave this particular meeting and join another lecture. Shahid Mulani, Ajinkya Jadhav, Avinash Vankalas. Please mention your roll number in the chat box and you can join another lecture.